black and white of Southern California. So, Alex, I speak from experience. I've been in a gang, and I've also been in government. These bozos on TV, all they do is go to college and write a book. They have no life experiences. They wouldn't know the inside of a gang if it came up and bit them on the ass.
Well said. Let's jam in some calls in the time we have left with Jesse Ventura. Joe in South Carolina, you're first up. Go ahead.
Hey, Governor Ventura, thanks for taking my call. I'm just curious, if we wind up a Romney or Obama after this, I mean, what is your prediction as to what the future will hold as far as TSA and whatnot? I mean, do you think it's just going to keep going on this way?
Oh, absolutely. It won't matter which guy wins, whether it's Romney or Obama, because they're all going to go with the premise, just like they won't cut the military budget at all. No mainstream candidate will cut the military budget a bit, because none of them want to be portrayed as soft on defense. My God, we have enough nuclear bombs. We have enough military power. Our entire military budget is larger than the whole rest of the world's, damn near. I mean, nobody can beat our military. It can't be done right now. Why do we continue to have a military like that? And getting back to your question, it don't matter. If you get Romney or Obama, you're going to get the same policies you've had and the same ones you're going to have.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. We're going to come back from break. Only got 5 minutes, 6 minutes left with Jesse Ventura. On the other side, so have your question ready. Christine in Washington, Shannon in Wisconsin, Mike in Mass, Aaron in Canada. We'll try to get to all of you. He's probably got another interview coming up after this, or I'd twist his arm to do 5 more minutes with us. Billy Corrigan is coming up of Smashing Pumpkins. He's a listener of the show, and this is a taped interview I did over the weekend with him. It's pretty bombshell, and so that is coming up as well. But Governor Ventura is our guest. Democribs and Republicans, the new book available at InfoWarsShop.com. Or at bookstores everywhere. Jesse Ventura, again, is our guest. Your call straight ahead. All right, Governor Jesse Ventura will be with us 5 minutes into the next hour to take more of your calls. We appreciate him doing that. And then we've got the Billy Corrigan interview coming up. Talks about a lot of hardcore political subjects. This will definitely be a newsmaker, so stay with us for that. We talk about the New World Order, GMO, TSA, the police state, all of it. Christine in Washington, you're on the air with Governor Jesse Ventura.
Jesse,
Hi,
I
Christine.
love and respect you totally. You are the most beautiful being of light. My question, that is how I feel about you. You have more courage than any man I've ever met. Anyway.
Well, I appreciate that, Christine, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there with more courage than me, too.
Well, I don't know any. But anyway, Jesse, I wanted to know why you were not on Coast to Coast. I was looking forward to that.
The reason was my schedule said they were supposed to call me at 10 o'clock at night. I sat up at 10 o'clock until 11:15 and no call. And so I finally just got tired and went to bed.
Well, that was probably just a time zone issue.
I think somebody screwed up, and either I got the wrong, because according to my schedule, I was supposed to be on from 10 to midnight. I sat and waited from 10 o'clock until 11:15, and my eyes wouldn't stay open.
All right,
anymore,
well, listen,
so
I'm sure it's a time zone issue, so I'm sure that's going to happen. That's an important show to do. If you want to get the word out, it'll be more than all the shows you've been on combined, probably. 16 million listeners a night. Thank you so much, Christine. Aaron in Canada, you're on the air with Jesse Ventura.
Hey, Jesse Ventura, Mr. Jones, how's it going?
Good, go ahead.
Hey, I was just wondering how Jesse Ventura feels about InfoWars and Alex Jones selling pens and canteens from China.
Okay, there's a nice little. We sell a lot of stuff made in America, but we sell things from all over. We sell. I think the inside of the canteen is made in the U.S., but I think the tin is made in China. Yeah.
Well, fine. What about Walmart? Everything they sell comes from China too.
No, it's just a troll call. I mean, that's what people do.
What are you supposed to do? Go out? I mean, I don't look at the label of where everything was made if I want something.
Well, we try our best. Most of what we sell is made in the United States, and I have nothing against the people in China having jobs. I'm against paying $20 million to ship General Motors to China. That's wrong. So it's just a cowardly attempt to make us look...
And not only that, Alex, when I use fireworks, most of that all comes from China, and I certainly enjoy that on the 4th of July.
Oh, it's all just ridiculous. We're all evil. I actually did. I just bought some fireworks before this July. I'm bad. Shannon in Wisconsin, you're not calling on a phone made in China, are you?
Probably is. Hey, hi Jesse, hi Alex. Hey, you guys are. I'm honored. You're two of my.
Well, thank you. We're almost out of time.
People.
Do you have a question?
Yes. You had the thing say use your listeners for assets. My question is, with the TSA crap that's going on, why can't we have staged, planned events, to get the media hype? Because, it's always that people don't react until it hits home, like the guy getting his grandfather's ashes dumped.
Let me interject. One of the problems with that, just like the Iraq War, there were massive peace protests against the Iraq War, but you're dealing with mainstream media. They ignore them. If we were to go protest, what are the chances that mainstream media would even cover it?
By the way, Governor, this just broke today. I'll ask you when we come back in the next segment about it. They dumped the guy's grandpa's ashes out to basically see what they were and then laughed at him. That's in mainstream television. This shows how crazy the TSA is.
Oh, I agree with that. And let me make one statement here before we go. And this is to all military veterans as well as current military personnel. Remember, you took an oath to defend the Constitution and the Bill of Rights against all enemies, foreign and domestic, especially the current military. Do not go against your own United States citizens.
Yes, sir. We'll come right back. All right, final segment with Governor Jesse Ventura, his new book, Democrats and Republicans. Excellent. No More Gangs in Government, available at InfoWarsShop.com, amongst all the other great books and videos we carry. I want to jam in a few final calls for Jesse ahead of the Billy Corrigan interview coming up. Smashing Pumpkins' new album's out, but he gets really political. Jesse, you say the most powerful stuff off air. You were, making the point of, hey, Alex, well, make that point you were making off air to the general audience.
Well, on the military, the thing I wanted to ensure for all military personnel, current, especially current and former, like myself, remember, everyone in the military, you took an oath to defend the Constitution and the Bill of Rights against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I urge current military personnel, do not ever act against a United States citizen. That defies the oath that you took. Always remember your oath. I can't say that enough to our wonderful people that serve our country.
Well said. Very well said. What about your point asking me, hey, are we going to end up in these camps?
Well, I just said off the air, Alex, I hope that you and I end up in the same FEMA camp. At least I'll know I'll have one friend there I can talk to.
Let's hope that doesn't happen, though. Though it would be cool to hang out with you. It's always an open door down here to come visit with Terry. Let's talk to Mike in Mass. Mike, you're on the air with Jesse Ventura. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's an honor to speak with both of you. I just had I had a question real quick and a word of encouragement. It's really quick. I've been awake for a while, but I haven't had anybody to do anything with, no activism, nothing like that. And I joined Planet InfoWars about a month ago. I met a guy. He's on the same page. He amped me up. I amped him up. Last week we met up with 2 more people. We're already growing exponentially. So as tyranny, as the clampdown comes down, so is the awakening and freedom and liberty. And we're going to beat these guys.
Beautiful.
But my question for Governor Ventura is about gun confiscation. What do we do about, I'm sure a lot of people have the question about how if all these guns are registered, it almost seems like it's futile to even have them. If they're going to probably go after them first, right?
I would think so. I now have, I don't have any guns.
Of course, you're being sarcastic. Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm just stating for a fact, in case anyone's listening, I've gotten rid of all mine. I don't own any.
That's why you laughed at the end. Yeah. So the answer is you're not turning them in.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I sold them all, right.
You're something else.
Well, you take that the way you want to, Alex. I don't have any guns.
Exactly. Well, don't you think it's going to start a civil war if they try to confiscate guns?
I don't know. And with the way the lemmings are in this country, I'm sure there'd be a civil war with some of us, but not all of us, because you've got a great many people out there that believe we should be disarmed. They've bought into the hype, and they think that government will somehow make them safe, and they'll be safe from everything as long as they don't have a firearm.
Well, in closing, I think we're going to leave it there because there's no time to go to other calls, but look, there are 3 to 4, some months, 5 million guns being sold. It's like more than triple the previous record. It was the double the previous record. And a lot of people I know are saying that's their line in the sand, Governor. Just like in 1776, when they came to confiscate the guns, that's when it started. And I think there are a lot of people out there that aren't going to turn them in.
Well, I hope they don't, because, pheasant hunting's always good and this and that. And, you won't be able to do any of those things anymore, and you know where I'm going. And but I certainly hope that at some point the line is drawn in the sand. I hope it's drawn in the sand again, and people will vote for Governor Gary Johnson, the Libertarian. I guarantee you he's not going to take your guns away.
Well said. The new book available, InfoWarsShop.com. Gov, you're going to join us again in September. Say hi to the family. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Alex, and keep up the great work, and hi to all the listeners, and hi to my buddy Willie down there in Austin.
Willie Nelson.
All right. Thanks, Alex. Bye-bye.
Bye, Governor. There he goes. We'll be back with Billy Corrigan. For a long time, you've heard me talk.
Well, so does he.
We've got a real treat for listeners and viewers. Billy Corrigan, the founder of Smashing Pumpkins, a prolific songwriter, guitarist, you name it, joins us to talk about his new hit album. And let me tell you, from the Chicago Tribune to Rolling Stone, people are saying this is one of his best albums ever. And I had a chance to download it and listen to it just the other day and found that I think it's some of the best work ever from Billy Corrigan and his great crew. Billy, wonderful having you today, and congratulations on the rave reviews.
Thank you, Alex. It's an interesting time being sort of thrown back into the American zeitgeist. And what's funny is then, like some of the things that you and I talked about a few months back, some of the ideas that are going on as people are sort of waking up to the political shifts, the social shifts, the spiritual shifts. Suddenly then having a voice in the American mainstream, I'm able to talk about some of these issues in a way that people can understand because I've been around for a while,
Well, you certainly have been. Let's cut right to the chase with this new album. Beyond political, you're talking about the nature of reality, quasars and celestial and panopticons and, of course, Oceania, right out of 1984. Break down the spirit that you were basically channeling when you put together this new album.
Well, I think some of the roots on this album start from the last album in 2007, Zeitgeist, which, on some conscious or unconscious level, listening to you and doing my own research on the internet kind of led me to a dark place where I felt, what's happening to my country? How do I grapple with these feelings that I'm having? When I started in music, it was all cheery, Reagan, flags a wave and everything is great. And, there was a lot of kind of middle-class discourse on stuff that maybe now seems really small